The Washington Commanders have solved their biggest problem. And last year, plain and simple, they could not stop the pass. And it was so frustrating because if you can't stop those chunk plays, it kind of just, it's hard. It's hard to go up against and hard to beat that team that you're giving up big plays to, because even when they're not scoring, they're flipping the field, they're getting at least a field goal. If you hit a 30, 40-yard pass. So this is what the Commanders have done. Now, first of all, last year, just what I was talking about, Kendall Fuller, Derek Forrest, Cameron Curl, Emmanuel Forbes, they brought in veterans and young guys. And so right there, you'd think that this blend of experience, potential, and youthful energy, the Commanders secondary would have been pretty solid. Instead, they're 31st in yard pass plays per pass allowed. Here's the stat, though. They've surrendered more than 30 completions of 20 air yards or more. So 20 air yards means they're catching it past 20 yards and then get another 10, 15, 20 from there. So if you give up 30 of those, there's 17 games in a season. Roughly, you're giving up 2 of those a game, and it's really hard to win. So what did they do? Well, first thing, if you go here to PFF, they ranked every team's best move of the offseason. First thing they did was get Dan Quinn to help the defense. The team, obviously, but the defense is like, this is where he can really do something well. On the flip side of the Cowboys losing Dan Quinn, I love that Washington is giving Quinn another shot at head coaching gig. Quinn enjoyed a lot of success in Atlanta, even if it wasn't always in the win-loss column. He's a culture coach. He gets the most out of his players and talent. The players seem to ride for him. That's kind of the coach the Commanders need to usher in their new era. Absolutely. Culture guy. And then you got to have the players to back it up. And so when you look at what they did here, the Washington Commanders, Mike Sanderstill and Dominique Hampton are impressing already. And so Dominique Hampton is who I kind of wanted to focus on in this one. We did a video about Mike Sanderstill. We're Michigan fans. And by the way, we're Michigan fans. We are up here in Michigan, and we have this channel dedicated to teams and stories that just don't get the love that they should. One of the things is we believe on this channel, we kind of talk about teams under the radar teams, if you will. And the Commanders are one of those teams. I think not many people are talking about them, kind of written them off for this year, new coach, new quarterback, but you kind of start looking around the roster and you can't help but be optimistic. And Dominique Hampton is one of the reasons why. So let's take a look at Dominique Hampton here. Logan Paulson said he's just such a big person for a safety, and he can run well. He's a tremendous athlete. So we've got Mike Sanderstill, who's getting praised. Everyone likes him. We did a video on it. You can look back at it, but it's like, yeah, he's the guy that I can't believe you found, because it's so hard to find that nickel position, and you were able to draft that nickel cornerback. That's so important. So Dominique Hampton is a guy that sticks out to me in quite a bit of terms of how they're using him, kind of that dime star linebacker matchup with tight ends. He's a big person, tremendous athlete. When you watch his college film, he's perfect for Witt's defense. For this Dan Quinn defense, I think it's something really exciting and such a unique body type. So remember, he's 6'2", 215. He comes out of Washington. He went in the 5th round, 26th pick. You look at his combine results, and really he's not the fastest, not the craziest vertical, nice vertical. So basically his athletic measurables weren't awesome. That's probably why I went in the 5th round. But he does have height. He's got production in college. He fits the scheme. He's going to solve problems on the back end. You combine that with Mike Sanderstill. You combine that with a defensive-minded coach that's going to settle things down. I think that's the biggest difference between bad defenses and good defenses. Good defenses are able to manage the things at the line of scrimmage and prevent big plays. That's hard to do. I mean, most teams have to kind of decide what they want to do. It's like, we're not going to let them run the ball. We're not going to let them dink and dunk us. We're going to move up, and you give up big plays. Some people are like, we're not going to give up the big play. Try us. Go the length of the field. It's fine. But when you're the Commanders and you're just giving up big play after big play, it's just hard. So if you look at the Commanders roster, here's what we've been talking about here. You look at quarterback. We all know it starts and ends there. We could go through all this, but that's what we're looking at. Quarterback's got to be there. Assuming the quarterback is playing decent, giving you a chance to win, then I love the wide receivers. I love Jahan Dotson. I don't know why. And Terry McLaurin as well. I like the wide receivers a lot, and I think they are vastly overrated. Underrated. Underrated. Austin Eckler here at running back. I love that. Ertz, he can give you one more year. Offensive line, fine. Defensive line, not bad at all. Bobby Wagner, give me one more year. And then there's the secondary. Can the secondary be good enough with some depth pieces to hang in games, give your offense a chance, and see what happens? Like that's can that happen? I don't know, but it's great to see that the defensive back end will be solved. Dan Quinn's not going to let that happen. There's too much talent now kind of put back in here with Derek Forrest. Let's go. Chin, Mike Sanders still, you see him there. Dominique Hampton can be a great depth piece. There's enough pieces now that it's just not going to happen over the top. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this. I think this is a great spot for the Commanders to be in, under the radar. No one's really talking about them, and we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll see all of you on the next one.